Hello there. I just wanted to make this screencast to share with you a little bit about my writing process for my Genius Hour or GoTime professional development. I think for me this year, taking my GoTime to work on a manuscript for a professional book, it was definitely a great use of my professional time, but it does kind of make it a little bit hard to share my process with you or share a final product because the work is still in progress. So what I decided to do was share with you a screencast through Google Docs where I was working on my manuscript, a screencast of my work as I was drafting. So this crazy thing happened when I was writing my paper, and that is that I worked pretty much from December all the way through April on a draft that I ended up actually throwing away. Not throwing away, I was able to harvest some things, but you see all of this writing, as you can see up here, right there. This is all of me, like all of my writing in December. So off I go. I'm like huskies bounding across the snow. I think that everything that I'm doing is really awesome. But then what happened is a few weeks ago, I emailed the editors and they had, after accepting my abstract, which I submitted in February, they had also offered to send some sample chapters. Well, oh my goodness, they sent sample chapters. I was super excited to get some ideas about how to go about more so formalizing the structure of my draft. And when I looked at the sample chapters, I kind of had this oh crap moment where I said, oh, these are really awesome. These are so great. Who do I think I am? Oh my gosh, my writing sucks. So, I had those moments. And I knew that the content of what I had was good. And I also knew that I had to write in my own voice. I always have to write in my own voice. But what I also realized is I needed a lot more evidence in support of my claim. So what I ended up doing was going to some of the professional books that I read this year before I ever kind of submitted the abstract for this paper, and realizing that so much of what I read was in line with what I had done. So I then realized I needed to put some stuff in there. And now I'm in the process of redrafting. And while my students were making corrections on some of their work today, I was making corrections. I printed out my draft. Look at I wrote I hate this title on my hard copy draft, and all of these markups. And I have to say that writing this really helps me, puts me in my student shoes as well. It really keeps me reminded of how hard our students work on their writing, and how sometimes giving students an example can be helpful, but I also have to remember that they might have anxiety after you give them an example, and after you give them a sample, and to be able to kind of unpack that with them is really, really important. So that's what I have been learning this year, and I'm eager to hear about your go time. So